August 1st, 1987. The Hilton in Las Vegas is not just a hotel tonight. It is an altar of sacrifice. The air is thick with electric humidity, the smell of expensive tobacco, and the scent of fear. At the center of the ring, three belts gleam under the lights: the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF. For the first time in the modern era, boxing is searching for a single face, a single name, a single owner of the heavyweight crown. On one side, the phenomenon, Mike Tyson. A 21-year-old walks as if the four horsemen of the apocalypse have his back. He wears no robe, no socks, just black trunks and a stare that seems to pierce through his opponent's skulls. He represents raw power, the trauma of Brooklyn turned into a weapon of mass destruction. On the other side, the obstacle, Tony TNT Tucker, tall, arrogant, and armed with a jab that feels like an iron whip. Tucker is not just another victim. He is a man who believes destiny made a mistake by giving Tyson the spotlight. To Tucker, Mike is just a kid with muscles. To Tyson, Tucker is the final link in a chain he intends to break with his own fists. This unification is not a formality. It is a war for immortality. Do you want to know how this incredible clash between two boxing titans ends? You still have time to grab your favorite snack and drink, because you're about to witness one of the most shocking fights in boxing history. The buildup, bad blood, and words of fire. The tension didn't begin at the weigh-in. It had been building for months. Tony Tucker, undefeated and backed by superior technical discipline, set out to dismantle Tyson's psyche. At press conferences, Tucker spared no venom. Mike Tyson is a television product. He's a schoolyard bully who's only fought men who were afraid of him before the bell even rang, Tucker declared, standing in front of a Tyson who remained in sepulchral silence, his jaw clenched so tightly it seemed he might break his own teeth. There was one particular stare down where Tucker leaned over Tyson using his nearly 8-inch height advantage and whispered, "Tonight, the world will see that you are small. You're a child pretending to be king." Tyson's response was not verbal, it was a vibration. Don King, standing between them, smiled, knowing that hatred sold tickets. Tyson came in carrying the bottled rage of a man who had lost his mentor, Cus D'Amato, and he saw in Tucker the face of everyone who doubted his ability to box beyond the first 3 rounds. This wasn't just boxing, it was a clash of styles, the technician versus the destroyer of worlds. Fight breakdown, stats and styles. The betting world was split by a thin line of doubt. Could Tyson knock out a man who had never kissed the canvas? Mike Tyson, 30-0, 27 KOs. The peekaboo style at its peak. A low center of gravity, pendulum-like head movement, and explosiveness that seemed to defy the laws of physics. Tony Tucker, 34-0, 29 KOs. A 6'5" giant with an 82-inch reach. Tucker didn't just have power, TNT, he had lightweight footwork and an impeccable orthodox guard. He also couldn't be easily provoked. He would punish his opponents methodically before delivering the final blow once they were already worn down. That's how he secured most of his victories and an outstanding record of 29 knockouts. The analysis. Tucker's strategy was clear. Use the jab to keep Tyson on the outside, frustrate him, and drag him into the championship rounds, where Mike's stamina was still a mystery. The odds favored Tyson 10-1, but purists knew that Tucker's reach was the greatest challenge Iron Mike had ever faced. 12 rounds in hell. The bell rings. Tyson explodes forward like a projectile, as usual, going all in from the very first second, but Tucker does something no one expects. He doesn't retreat or over-defend like most of Iron Mike's opponents. Within the first 30 seconds.
Right hand by Tucker. That might have been the best shot that Mike Tyson. Something. Technically speaking, no one gave Tucker a chance, but there are miracles here. The last time Tony and Tyson was the uppercut. He was supposed to the uppercut, but what happened then was the best thing that Tucker could have done.
What I'm going to do to him, that's confidence. Another right hand. And another right hand by Tucker. There was a left hand by Tyson. Better. And now we'll see what he can do against certainly the best, and particularly for Tucker. There's a great left hand at the bell by Tyson.
Tucker lands a left uppercut that snaps Tyson's head toward the lights. For the first time in his career, we see Mike Tyson step backward. The crowd erupts. Tucker smiles, and the arena crackles with energy.
Well, you know, Ray, I hearken back to your fight with Marvin Hagler, where after the fighter,
It gives him the confidence. And again, well, like in Tony.
Tyson, 2 good jabs. Charge as a referee. No nonsense guy. There was a good right hand again by catching Tyson on the way in.
He's finished with the left hook, Barry. Coming in with his head. The uppercut has been doing a tremendous exchange punch for punch. In this case, normally Tyson comes out on top.
Tyson, far from intimidated, closes the distance. The sound of his body shots echoes all the way to the last row. Dull, thunderous explosions. Tucker uses the clinch intelligently, tying up Tyson's shorter arms and preventing him from generating leverage. It becomes a violent chess match. Both men know that any clean shot could be devastating for either one.
Very, very inviting for a counter right hand. A lead off right. There's a left hook. Be less of a target.
There was a right hand by Tyson. Left missed, right.
The turning point, the resilience of a diamond. We reach the 6th round. The pace is relentless. Tyson is throwing hooks that, if they landed clean, could end a normal man's life. But Tucker is cut from a different cloth. Still, something changes. Tucker breaks his right hand during an exchange, though the adrenaline keeps him from realizing it. TNT has lost his main fuse.
Boys coming, so you have the quickest rhythm pushing your man off. Tyson. And what Mike has to do is move to his left to cut his...
Looks right now like he's in it for the long haul here.
I think he's watched my fight.
Tyson notices. Mike stops, hunting for the one-punch knockout, and begins a systematic demolition. Tucker's footwork starts to falter. Tyson slips a jab, dips inside, and lands a hook to the liver that forces Tucker to exhale all the air from his lungs. The giant begins to shrink. The hunter has found the weakness. The crowd is on its feet, roaring in excitement at the spectacle put on by Iron Mike and the relentless Tony Tucker.
Appeared to be as loose. Indeed, a great fighter.
You know, another rumor about Tucker's right hand, that he had injured his worst of it, and still mugging with Tyson, which brings the crowd up.
Laughing because he's throwing combinations again. But whenever
I've seen him throw the right hand in anger since the middle of the last round, I hadn't noticed before.
In a fight of this intensity, this magnitude, when you're fighting, you really don't feel it.
The climax. The championship rounds 10, 11, and 12. This is where myths either die or are cemented. Tyson, the man many claimed would fade by the 10th round, is throwing more punches than he did in the first. Tucker is in survival mode. He leans on the ropes, using every inch of his reach advantage to withstand the onslaught.
Tony Tucker's right hand now is dropping, and that is getting this step in. Get close. Now come.
There was.
Now he's starting to cut the ring off.
Not a jab that you use just to keep a man off.
In the final round, Tyson unleashes a 5-punch combination, left-right to the body, a hook upstairs, and an uppercut that Tucker avoids by mere inches. Tucker survives, but his face is a map of pain and respect.
3 minutes.
Your arms ache, you start this face. Frustrations because of what Tucker's doing. He's tying this man up. Sometimes work. And so what with these so-called experts, I'm going to show you, and this is what he did.
The final bell rings. They look at each other. No more insults, only the acknowledgement of two warriors who have walked through fire. The outcome, the birth of the undisputed king. The decision is unanimous. Mike Tyson is the new undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Tucker, with a fractured hand and wounded pride, accepts defeat with a dignity he did not show before the fight. He was the man who came closest to solving Tyson's code in his prime, forcing him, for the first time, to go the distance in a unification bout. Consequences. For Tony Tucker, the loss marked the beginning of a decline shaped by personal struggles and drugs, though he will always be remembered as the man who went the distance against the most fearsome version of Tyson in history. For Mike Tyson, this night was his Everest. At just 21 years old, he fulfilled Cus D'Amato's prophecy. He became the rightful owner of a sport that, from that moment on, would revolve entirely around him. Tyson didn't just win a fight. On that night, Mike Tyson became the sun around which boxing would orbit for the next decade. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to share it and give it a like. It motivates us to bring you the very best of boxing as soon as possible. See you in the next video.